Hello everybody and welcome to your video. So I channeled a song today and it's called Runaway by Shannon, and it's a short song. It's an old song, I guess maybe from, I don't know, when the doo-wop era was in. And it says, as I walk along I wonder what went wrong with our love, a love that was so strong. And I still walk along and I think of things we've done. And together while our hearts were young. So, you know, it's sort of like a song about wondering what went wrong. And it says, I walk in the rain, tears are falling like I feel a pain. And I wishing you were here by me to end this misery. And so I wonder, why and she ran away. So that could go for anybody. Why he ran away, why she ran away. It sounds to me like a runner chaser theme, but it doesn't have to be runner chaser theme. It's just somebody who went away for whatever reason, whether it's lover, friend, family member, you know, why someone went away. So before we get into all that, I want to be the first to tell you that you're so beautiful and you're so needed in this world. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me. I value you. The divine values you. And thank you so much for being here. Sorry for the background noise. It's just city noise here. Okay, so but I'm trying to make these videos earlier in the day for you guys so that you can enjoy some of nature. This is what it's like in a subtropical climate in Central Florida, which is where I'm at. So being this is about wondering why someone ran off, why someone ran away, no matter who it is. We're just going to say a prayer for having ease when it comes to, you know, maybe not knowing all the answers and just being okay and having peace, accepting it for what it is, even if there seems to be no closure, you know. So let's get into it. Our Father in heaven, please be with us today and help ease our thoughts, help ease our pain from those who have left our life and we're not sure why, from those who may have ghosted us or just took off, went in another direction and we just really don't know why. And if we're having these troubles thinking about them, or vice versa, if somebody is thinking about us because maybe we did this to somebody, please help to ease all of our minds and our hearts and let us have peace, not knowing what happened. Let us have peace in that. Let us accept that and be able to move positively forward in your light. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So I'm going to start off. I was guided to use some extra oracles. So we have angels, 3 angel decks. One is about abundance. Some of us, I should say, I'm part of this group. We're working on our abundance. And I hear Patch in the background. He may come and make his appearance. And then I have some for, you know, health and wellness, angel. All of these are by Doreen Virtue. And then sort of a couple of ancestral decks, shamanic and spirit of the ancestors, and then the moonology, and then a lover's oracle. And then we're going to get into the tarot and close out with the map oracle, which I happen to like a lot. I like the messages, the enchanted map. So let's do the finance cards, the angels of abundance, and see what wants to come out. What wants to come out here for Aquarius? What wants to come out here for Aquarius? All right. Raise or promotion. Wow, that is great. Okay, congratulations. An increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. So whatever you've been focusing on when it comes to making your money, or whatever you've been focusing on in a positive way, it's about to bring in a raise or a promotion, or even that can even be a divine raise and a divine promotion. It can be your divine money as well. So I really like that. I like that a lot. Let me put these over here. Me and my short arms again. All right, so let's move on to, this is, one is healing, one is therapy. I don't know, but they're both, let's just say wellness cards, okay? So what wants to come out here for Aquarius or the collective? You might be dealing with an Aquarius. You might have Aquarius in your chart somewhere. This doesn't have to be sun, moon, rising. It can be where Aquarius is in your chart, you know. What wants to come out here? Oh, base chakra. So it says choose only positive thoughts and describe your home, career, and finances as your words determine your outcome. Your words determine your outcome. So, you know, if it's like my house, something's always breaking down and something's always breaking down. The landlord never fixes anything. The landlord never fixes anything. But in some cases, that's absolutely true. Especially when I lived in New York, try to get a landlord to fix something, but they're quick on collecting that rent though. They do collect the rent pretty quickly. But try to just stay as positive, you know that God is working in your favor, on your side here, okay? Especially when you are doing your best, all right? Sometimes we go through tough things in life. It's just, you know, it's learning curves. Second opinion. All right. Dear God, Archangel Raphael, guide me to the best healthcare professionals for this situation. So some of you might have got a diagnosis and, you know, maybe you're a little suspicious or maybe not, and just going to get a second opinion. All right. And I've found this to be absolutely true, especially when it came to one of my children when they were younger. There was a procedure that a doctor had recommended for one of my kids, and I didn't want to go against the doctor, but something just kept telling me in my gut that I don't know. I just feel like there's another option, another way to do this, because the doctor's option was surgery, and it was a big surgery for my child, and it was a big recovery, and I just got another opinion, and, you know, voila, we didn't need surgery. So, you know, most of the time, doctors, everybody, you know, most of the time people have a genuine heart, a good heart, but there are some times where procedures can be avoided, you know, and, you know, and the only difference is, you know, sometimes it's money, and I'm sad to say, but sometimes even in the medical field, it comes down to money, and doctors will prescribe sometimes what they get paid to prescribe. You know, they'll get paid by these pharmaceuticals, and they're all good, right? All these pharmaceuticals work, but some will pay more if you subscribe, you know, if you subscribe their meds. So it's just, you know, be educated on stuff like that, and just don't always accept what someone tells you for the truth. No, it doesn't even matter if it's a medical industry or not. Just don't always accept. Just go within. And even with me, this is a general reading. You know, don't hang on to every word I say. Go with your own gut, your own intuition, because, you know, this is going to resonate with somebody, but it doesn't have to resonate every part or with everybody. That's okay. Definitely go with your gut and your intuition. All right, so the Moonology deck here. Believe in the impossible, and I like that. I like that, especially when we're talking about health and medicine. I do like believe in the impossible, but also for that person who could have ran away, you know, or that connection that you don't have anymore. Believe in the impossible. You know, believe in miracles, basically. The impossible. Believing in the impossible is believing in miracles. And I absolutely believe in miracles because, you know, when my son was small, he had a really high fever, and the doctors kept telling me just, you know, back when he was small, it was give him an alcohol bath. Or they don't recommend that no more, so they've changed, you know. But they recommended that, and they said keep us in contact because, you know, they didn't know why he was having a high fever. Well, I was at my wit's end, and I hadn't prayed to God since my father passed away because I was like a little upset that, you know, I thought God could fix my father. And yeah, God can fix my father, but I was too young to realize it's free will. Maybe my father didn't want to be on this earth anymore. So I hadn't talked to God, and when my son got really sick, I spoke to God and I said, you know, please God, take his fever away. And in that second, my son was in the bathtub and he looked up to the corners of the bathroom. He looked to the left corner, he looked to the right corner. He started laughing and giggling. He was only 2.5. And his fever was gone. His fever was gone. He had a fever of 104 and it was gone. It was completely gone. So that's a miracle right there. That's a miracle that happened in my life. And that's also, you know, had me praying to God even after I lost my father. So I think that it was spiritual why that happened to me. You guys got joy and you got feminine energy. So if there's anybody who, you know, has any feminine health issues, whether it's fertility or whether it's ovaries or whether it's going through the change of life, anyone who's having any sort of issues, believe in healing, believe in miracles. Okay, definitely believe in that, and try to bring as much joy into your life as you can. We have flowers, we have dragonflies, you know, like getting out in nature, being happy. There's a lot of people who have healed themselves on their cancer journeys, and you know, they'll tell you that, you know, I had to start taking care of myself. I had to take out processed food. I realized I had a stressful life. I realized I had to get happy and I had to take care of myself. So have joy in your life, no matter whether you're a man or a woman. Okay, this is about, it's about how you live your life. It's about your quality of life, no matter what is going on in your world. If you can't control it, you can't control what happens external to you, you can try your best to control for yourself, okay? And educate yourself. You know, there's all kind of information out here that you can just help yourself when it comes to anything. You know, relationships, medicine. Everybody's got a channel nowadays, and there's a lot that you can do to help yourself. Now, in my health journey, I've had to go holistic. You know, I've had to go holistic, and I don't regret it because things have improved for me. So, you know, anyways, moving on. What do the ancestors want to say here? What do the ancestors want to say? Aw, we're out here in nature, so I love this. Connect with animals. Animal spirit guides, healing, and passed on pets. So connect with animals. Know that your animals are with you. Your animals love you. No matter what. And you know, you might have a connection to even wild animals. I know that there are people who have connections to wolves and, you know, deer and owls and just all kinds of nature. You know, connect, you know, just connect. For some reason I'm having an image of horses. Maybe somebody out there has a connection with horses, I don't know. And the last oracle is going to be love. What wants to come out here for love and Aquarius? We have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And I have to say, this is 100% true. There was a time I didn't get along with my father-in-law back when I had a father-in-law. And, you know, it was basically petty on both of our parts. He was really attached to his son. I was really attached to his son. And we both were fighting over who could spend more time with him. And it ended up to where we just stopped talking to each other. And, you know, I had give birth to his first grandchild. And when he came in to see his grandchild, we just sort of let go. We just accepted that we both loved his son, and we accepted that now we have a new addition to the family, and we squashed things. We did. And what I mean by squash is we smashed it. We got rid of the bitterness, and we got rid of not talking. And then when we accepted things changed automatically. And then it's, you know, we had a great thing going on, and he passed away 6 months after that. So sometimes things will stay hard in your life because you haven't just accepted things for as they are. It's okay to accept things and people for as they are, who they are. When that happens, it's almost like the lesson is learned, and just everything starts to change. It really does. And we have deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. And your soul knows the way. Absolutely. Your soul does know the way. Uh-oh, that one almost fell off the table. And we have wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So that's literally a great way to look at things. Let nature take its course. My OCD is really going to bother me about that card, but whatever, it's okay. I'm going to learn to let go. You just let nature take its course. You know, everything will work out and everything will be fine. Okay, it's just the way the universe works here. It's just the way it works. So let's see, and tarot, what wants to come out here for tarot. I'm going to try to gather some sticks or logs or whatever, because there's this big tree above me and it puts out a lot of sticks and stuff. So I might try to make like a little fire and the little fire thing to keep the mosquitoes away. They're not too bad right now, but this is Florida and they can come around. But anyways, what wants to come out here for Aquarius? Basic issue. Two of Wands. Do I go this way? Do I go forward? Do I go backward? Do I go left? Do I go right? What path do I take? Do I take that path with another person? Do I go out and travel into the world? And with this Page of Cups, it's about go where you want to go. You want to travel, go travel. You want to go to the ocean, go to the ocean. You want to go shopping at the store, go shopping at the store. I mean, it's about go in the direction that brings you joy. Because the Page of Cups talks about joy and happiness and doing what you love. Okay? And if that joy is going to see a child or hanging out with a child or a grandchild, it's like follow your joy here. Follow your joy. Don't worry about the things that have happened in the past with people that you were loving, married to, in a relationship with. Parents, doesn't matter. Anyone that you used to share a home with, that there is some sort of burdens here, and now that you're on your own, you've had to start over. It's saying let go of all of that. Let go of all of that and just follow your joy. Follow your joy here. Give me another aspect to this. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the King of Pentacles. So it's like saying to me, if this is not a person, this King of Pentacles, if it's not like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person that you haven't spoken to, you know, they might be reaching out here, because I do have a Knight of Cups and I have the Moon. All right. Now this is somebody, if there's somebody that's been on your mind or you've been on their mind here, there may be somebody that's reaching out here, literally. But this also talks about that raise over here where it says promotion. You know, that Page of Pentacles, it's small, okay? And in the reverse, maybe it's not enough, all right? But this can also be someone looking at you and saying, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time that Aquarius gets that raise, that promotion. This can even be talking about a holiday bonus, okay, for some. This might be a holiday bonus that is larger than usual. If you get holiday bonuses, or if you never did get one, maybe you're going to get one, or maybe someone's going to be like, what do they call that, undercover boss, and someone's going to just kind of, you know, bless you with something here. But either way, I can also link this to that promotion card. Definitely can, and it will help you. It would definitely help you, especially if any of it has to do with some tragedy that's happened in your life, emergency or something that just puts you in a bad spot there. All right. Give me some cards. I want to clarify real quick. Clarify the basic issue and the additional aspect here. Clarify that. Clarify that. This went to second opinion. 8 of Earth, 8 of Pentacles. So This also talks about traveling out, traveling, and this talks about money. And this talks about education, focus, and details, but it's in the reverse and it landed on second opinion. So don't be afraid to travel outside of your comfort zone when it comes to finding a solution for your health, or a situation that's going on. And it could be any kind of thing. It really can. It can be any kind of thing. Because I'm picking up on a few things here. I'm picking, oddly enough, up on, and I don't know why, but I'm picking up like on bladder, kidney, ED, which is erectile dysfunction, and yeah, and the female part. So I'm picking up strongly on stuff like that for some reason. The fluid, the fluid parts. So it's just saying here, anything like that, don't be afraid to get a second opinion. Don't be afraid to try something different, whether it be holistic, unconventional, or what. Don't be afraid. There's something there. Even gut health, okay? Even gut health, all right? And I understand that money might be an issue because that's what's coming up here. If there's anything about money or money being an issue, it's interesting because I have got a lot of my my cures from the local Asian market. There's a person that works in my local Asian market, and I use a lot of things that he's given me. And I got to be honest, he's not a doctor in this country or anything like that. But he would be what I would call like a holistic healer, maybe an herbalist. And God bless him, because I hope he lives a long time. I don't know what I would do without him, but that man, God bless that man, he has got me off of everything that a doctor ever gave me. Okay. So if you're lucky enough to be blessed to have, an Asian store, someone who is in there who sort of knows the herbs and stuff like that. And I'm not saying replace your doctor or anything like that. I'm just saying if what you're taking, if what you're doing doesn't work, don't be afraid to try something different. Just don't be afraid to try something. Because I'm completely off of that stuff. I'm completely holistic. All right, let's move along. Two of Swords reverse. Why? Oh, yeah. See, and this is that mindset. So this really does seem to be like, all right, so I'm getting a message here. I'm getting like a chain of events, okay? So I'm getting that unhappiness or an uncertain outcome or an outcome that someone wanted or didn't happen. I'm getting an energy of depression causing or being the seed of something that's happened as far as an illness. As being a seed is like growing, starting somewhere in inflammation, but it started in the emotional body, then it manifested to the physical body, and now there might be a point to where there's an actual diagnosis, and then it's like a choice, a decision here. Yep, there goes the card. And it might even tie into money. Okay, it might tie into the ability to make money, or it might tie into how many hours can be worked. So I'm getting like a chain. How the joy, not having enough of it, has affected everything else. It's affected the money stream. It's affected the health. It's starting to trickle over into all other parts of life. So if this is a confirmation that someone might have needed about joy and experiencing and expressing joy, I feel there'd be a great improvement. Because this right here, Two of Swords in the reverse with Temperance reverse at Sagittarius and Five of Pentacles reverse. Someone here, I feel, isn't so convinced. I feel someone here is not so convinced. Someone here, I feel, is determined to make their life better regardless. If it's money, if it's health, whatever it is. Someone here is determined to make their life better. Very determined. I like that. That's a great thing. And if you're following your joy, that's a very great place to start. And if you're not doing that yet, I would say this reading is saying just start doing it. 10 of Earth. 10 of Earth. And it was like this and it wanted to go this way. So 10 of Earth is also about having everything, that abundance. It's also being around, being that pillar in your family. This is an elder here who's with their dog, and they're sitting there and they have this this book in their hand. This book can be all the knowledge, everything that they've gathered. And it's like the true abundance here is with the family. And now we hear the dog bark in the background. We have a dog here on the card. But true abundance is your family and your friends and your memories that you take with you. And it takes a wise person, an elder almost, to know this, that money is very important. But at the end of time here, at the end of life, what's really important is, who is with you, who surrounds you. And I feel that if somebody got some sort of information, no matter whether it be about work, about health, about someone who's ran away, okay, run away. Someone is determined to turn that diagnosis around. Literally, the diagnosis being sadness into happiness. Because there could have been, and this is a person who's by himself as well. He's by himself. So if there's someone who's alone and they're by themselves and they're thinking, these negative thoughts because that person is not around anymore, whoever it is, and now maybe it's spilling over into other areas of life, it's saying follow your joy. Follow your joy. Whatever joy that you have in your life, follow your joy. Literally. Family, grandkids, pets, whatever. There is some joy to be had here. Tell me about the past. Tell me about the past. Eight of Cups in reverse. That's somebody who was waiting on somebody to return. Literally, this is somebody whose happiness was dependent on another person here. And someone could have gave up and ran away from the situation. Someone could have gave up, and somebody in the past could have been like, here, I'm waiting for this person to return. And the person hasn't returned. Now, I can tell you one thing. My dad, he was a Cancer. He was a hopeless romantic. He had a lot of issues. He was an alcoholic, and he could never overcome that until he literally got cancer, and then he couldn't drink, he couldn't smoke. He used to smoke cigarettes and he used to drink beer every day. He couldn't do that no more when he got cancer. It was aggressive. But he was one of those people, and I recognized that he was one of those people that never wanted to try hard in life if he didn't have his person with him. For him, if he didn't have his person or he didn't have someone to love, life just wasn't worth living for him. Even though he had me, he had my half-brother, he had his parents still alive. For him, if he didn't have that one special person to be in love with, his life wasn't worth living. So his quality of life just went down. He didn't have a reason. So if anyone's out there sort of feeling like, I just don't even want to give a try in life because I don't have that person to love. What I want to say is try. There is something out there that is joy. Okay, there is someone out there and there is something to have joy with. And you might be surprised that you might come aligned with someone else you know, meet someone else. And I would say don't give up. I would say don't give up, because what you might not know, what might be hidden, is even though if you've been alone for a long time, there could be something that comes up for you. Okay, there could be. So let's see what crowns this. I don't need to clarify that. I got 4 cards for the past. What crowns this for Aquarius or the cross watcher? Because this can also go for the other person. If there's another person in your energy feeling this about you. 4 swords in the reverse. 2 of wands. Somebody might feel here they can't heal things until, yeah, this is about healing. Somebody might feel that they need closure. They can't heal things until there's like something said. And we have this green concoction here in the jar, which, you know, it's heart chakra colors. This person's wearing heart chakra. The candle is green. The cat eyes are green. And it's the 3 of Swords reverse, which is wanting to heal something. This is 4 swords in reverse. It also talks about 4 swords is healing. So it talks about, if I could just find out why they let me go. 10 of wands reverse. If I could just find out why they moved on, I could move on. You know, this is a lot about not having closure. Why a situation happened and went the way that it did. And for some people, whether you or them, because it's 2 people involved here, it's about why the other person went away. And it may literally be starting to affect someone's health, not everyone's. But for the majority of people, this reading is about, I would just like to have some closure. Why did they do what they did? Why did they just take off? I don't even know why. But if anything can be an example from this reading, is don't stay too much in that energy, because it can lead to health issues. It can lead to a change in your finances, because when you're sad, you're not going to be productive and you're not going to show up for yourself. In other words, my father didn't show up for himself because he didn't have his person, and it trickled down to his health ultimately. And I think that this is a bigger lesson here. Follow your joy. Don't allow the sadness of a person not being in your life because you don't know why they did what they did. Don't allow that to hold you back, because it can ultimately trickle into your health and your finances. And that's where I would like to go more as a lesson with this, rather than to say that maybe someone's going through this. I would just rather like to say it could be a lesson. All right, give me a card for what crowns that. Give me a card for what crowns that. Let's see what that is. Queen of Water and King of Fire. So this is literally 2. It's a king and a queen. It's water and it's fire. And it's almost like someone lost their spark because they don't have the love in their life. I mean, I'm pretty much on point with this reading. Thank you, Lord. Someone has lost a spark for life because they don't have their love. It doesn't have to be a fire sign or water sign. It's literally lost their spark in life because they don't have the one they love. I mean, that's it. Very simple. Somebody was waiting for someone to return. Still, the near future is, you know, thinking about that person, okay? So it's hard to have a lack, it's like a lack of focus. It's a lack of focus because we don't literally have our person here. And we have fire here again. This is Aries, Leo, Sag. That's also, you know, it's Leo, Aries, Sag. It's still fire. So it is literally, somebody is having a hard time focusing because they don't have their person in their life. And they're starting to realize with the Chariot reverse and the Hangman reverse, this is Cancer, Pisces energy, starting to realize that there's not going to be a new beginning. They're not coming back. So it's like, I just want to know. I just want to have one conversation. I just want to know, like, why. I just want to know why, and that's it. I'm gone. I'm out. Somebody really needs closure as to why something happened the way it happened, and then they can just go on. And it's sad here. It's very sad here. I would say to anyone, whether you're a cross watcher waiting on Aquarius, or if you're an Aquarius waiting on somebody, you don't need closure. You don't need closure. It's not personal. I can tell you that if someone didn't come back, it's not personal. It's something that may have reflected in their own life. It may have triggered something that they may have had to go off and learn. Trust me, it ain't personal. It ain't personal when someone does this. People may blame others, but ultimately it's when we go within and we go inside and we reflect, we often find the answers on the inside of ourselves. And I would say whoever is waiting on someone or wants to know why they never heard from them again, I would just say let it be. You don't need that. You can have your own closure. You know, if it's a twin flame that did it, it's often that a twin flame will ghost, okay? And then what will happen? Usually the yin energy will wait. The yin energy will want the yang energy to come back, and it will be that moment of realization when they don't return that starts like the dark night of the soul, which is where this heavy depression sets in. It literally takes source to get you out of it. I mean, I was in it for 6 months, and I even took the twin flame course, and I had to literally just, get on my knees and pray to God, like, take this away. I don't want to be thinking about somebody that has ultimately been a catalyst in my life, and that we obviously don't have any purpose here because it's not happening, and just, let me move on. And it's weird because during my dark night of the soul, I got COVID really bad. I got COVID for 5 months. And it affected my health that way. So sadness and depression can affect your health. So if you're waiting, if a cross watcher is waiting, I would say try to follow your joy. You're going to see that person again. Okay, maybe whether this life or not, you're going to see that person again. Their soul don't have a problem with you. There's something going on in the physical body and the physical mind that's causing all this. That is a lot. I'll look at it, but that's a lot. King of Earth, Queen of Air reverse, 4 water. But there's a lot of energy here about that could go either way. But it's the Lovers, and that is one of my twin flame cards. That's the Lovers card here. So I understand it was a close connection. It was a close connection, and maybe at some point it was solid, and then it was just gone. It was just gone. It's like, what happened? What happened? All I'm saying is, my friends, don't let not knowing why, let it destroy you. That's all. Or if you're dealing with Aquarius, don't, whoever's watching this, don't let it destroy you. What's the self position? 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands reverse. Some people, can experience the energy also of being really mad at first. Like, for instance, when I got ghosted, I got really angry at first. And then that anger turned to sadness. And then that sadness turned to depression, which led me in like the dark night of the soul. Literally just had to surrender to God. So some people might literally be in that energy of like, you know what, you took forever. You can't never come back unless you come in correct. You took forever. You didn't recognize a good thing. That's sort of the ego ranting, right? The ego is sort of ranting because it's angry, it's hurt, it's bruised, because no one got the recognition that they deserved in a connection. But ultimately, what will probably come out later is after the anger will come, you know, it will subside, and then be wondering, why did it happen? Why did it happen? You know, then, like I said, realizing that they're not returning, and okay, I need to do something. Am I going to stay depressed? Or am I going to move on? And then that's where dark night of the soul, and we have shadow side. That's where we have to deal with the stuff we don't want to deal with, you know. That's where I had to deal with things. I had to forgive a lot of things, and I had an ego death, you know. So it might end up being that for some people. This is dark night of the soul energy. When I got the shadow side and I got the tower, I mean the hermit, not the tower. The shadow side is it's the devil. And that's facing the demons here. And some of these demons are like, you know what? I might be alone. I might not ever see this person. And I have to deal with that. How am I going to deal with it? What am I going to do? Who am I going to be? How am I going to spend the rest of my time down here? Am I going to find another connection like this? These are all the things that happen during the dark night of the soul. It's very uncomfortable. And I've been through a lot of pain in my life. I have been through a ton of trauma. And I got to tell you, the dark night of the soul, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It is because the dark night of the soul is almost reliving every negative experience you ever experienced at the same time, plus saying goodbye to a connection that you knew was your soul. Wrapping it all up in one experience. And basically just wanting to say peace out to life, but you're too strong to do that. So then it's basically living life every day, hoping today's the day, it's a better day, I'm not going to think about them. That's dark night of the soul, and it sucks. But I can tell you, coming out of the dark night of the soul, you'll see some things. And, you know, if you don't come out of the dark night of the soul on your own, like if you need a nudge, you might get a tower moment, a wake-up moment. And for me, I had a few of them. And one of them was a house fire. I lost my grandfather, almost lost my son. And I'm like, man, you gotta stop thinking about this person. It's just stupid. You gotta stop. Any kind of way. I don't care if this person affected you or not. I don't care if you thought this person had some mission to do or not. You almost lost your son. You did lose your grandfather. You know what? You have people in your life right now. This is me talking to myself. I'm not telling you this. It took a tower moment for me to say, this gotta stop. This nonsense gotta stop. That's when I went and I enrolled in the Twin Flame course. And I did all the things in the Twin Flame course that I could. It's hard for me to meditate with ADHD. But ultimately, everything was fine. Then my son had me do a reading for him and his twin flame. Okay, he was having issues. It's interesting that I get a lot of twin flames come to me. My kids are going to be part of twin flames. And my son triggered me. Then when I was doing good, then I had like a relapse. I fell off the wagon with the whole twin flame thing. And then that's when I had to pray to God, went through the dark night of the soul. And that was like last year, last eclipse. I'm doing better. Like, I'm good. You know, I am good. There is a new life out here for you. Ace of Wands. On the other side of this, when you can fully let go of this person, and it doesn't matter if they're a twin flame, it doesn't matter if they're a soulmate, it doesn't matter. If you don't have control of the situation, or if you're a cross watcher dealing with an Aquarius, if you don't have control of the situation, just let it go. Just let it go. Work on yourself, work on your ascension, make yourself better and whole in every way that you can. If you cross paths with this person, you know, I used to cross paths with my twin flame all the time in traffic. Used to always cross paths. Don't ever see him anymore. Well, I don't have a car either, so there's that. But, you know, if you're meant to see the person and things are meant to mend, you will. Trust me. God can bring two people together, and God can take two people apart. And that's what I would just have faith in. There is a new life. There is a new beginning. You can move on from this, whatever. If it was a betrayal, an ending, something you thought was going to lead to stronger commitment, you can move on from it. You absolutely can. What's an outcome look like here? Release. It turned this way, which is being stuck, mentally stuck thinking, to letting go. Letting go. Realizing that though you may have had a strong connection, all right, but when this Eight of Swords here is in the upright, you're stuck thinking on them, that controls you. When you learn to release it, it no longer controls you. I'll tell you one thing, I had a huge relief when I didn't have to carry the burden of this situation coming together or not. I felt because I was the older twin, I had more experience in life. And this can just be, you don't have to have a twin flame. You might feel the burden is or was upon you to carry this because maybe you knew more, or maybe you were older, or maybe because you were more understanding and patient. I had a sigh of relief when I no longer had to carry the burden of the twin flame thing. I felt a sigh of relief when I no longer had to feel like I was letting God down, because I was like, if I had a mission here with this person, you know, I felt like I let God down. So I had a huge burden lifted off my shoulders by just releasing. I'm like, okay, God, I can't do this no more. You take it, because I just can't. And then, you know, like I said, God started telling me to open Aquarius by Aquarius, and you guys give me so much purpose. We have the Seven of Swords upright and the Empress reverse. This is saying it's okay. It's okay if they snuck out of your life. It's okay if they deceived you. It's okay if they ghosted, because usually that's what they do. They ghost. They go to every direction but your direction for whatever reason. Majority of the time, the yin love, the divine feminine love, it's too intense, it's too much, it's almost smothering at times. But a yin doesn't necessarily realize that, because they just have all of this adoration. So sometimes it's just too much, and a lot of times they're not really used to being treated all that well, and it's almost like too good to be true for them. They can't handle it, and a lot of times they just don't want to settle down. And if they do want to settle down, it's with somebody who has abundance or something in the physical world, because their life is rooted a lot into the physical world, where the divine feminine life is very much rooted in spirituality. In my experience anyways, because I was more worried about love and my twin was more worried about making money. So it's just, there should be a balance between both. You know, the Empress yin energy should focus on, well, she usually attracts her abundance, but she may not always be focused on abundance. If she's in the reverse, she might just be wanting that person to love, okay? Whereas divine masculine wants to focus on having all of their eggs, or you know, having a lot of irons in the fire, or a lot of coals in the fire, okay? Always planning for a rainy day, because that's a divine masculine, you know, sort of go out and get it, you know, build this, build that, you know, and it's a balance. It takes a balance of both energies, you know. Love and logic, it's got to be a balance between the two. And then I feel that it's easier to be friends, have a connection, or whatever. But let's close out with the enchanted map. Now, I don't want anybody to think that I'm sad. I'm not sad. Trust me, I was sad. I went through all of that stuff. I'm here to help you, okay? This is what I am supposed to do. If you're stuck on somebody, okay, it's okay to let it go. It's okay to feel the pain. It's okay to cry. It's okay to do all those things to move forward. You know, take care of yourself so this stuff doesn't end up literally affecting your money or affecting your health. But when you start getting into your divine money, your true calling, your purpose, there's a huge spike in your money. You know, you get a raise from the universe, basically. The universe grants you money. We have commitment, and we have the star in the middle, but it is reversed. So let's see what it wants to say in reverse. It's number 36. And I'm sorry for talking too much, but I'm really just trying to be a friend out here, okay? So in the reverse, it says, you may be walking into a commitment or contract you will regret later. This isn't a good time to sign agreements or make any choice that would tie you up for a long period. If you're in a relationship, you may not receive the commitment you desire. Don't despair, for something much better awaits you. Now is also the time for agreements to be broken. Remember that rejection is God's protection. What hurts you now leads to wisdom later. And that's pretty much everything I explained here, because that's where I'm at. I'm on the other side of this, not waiting on somebody to return or give me my happiness. And I advise the same for you guys. So namaste, my friends. I love you guys. Namaste.